Hey guys, come on downstairs. We're continuing our Charlotte Hornets My League on NBA 2K21. This is episode number 12. We're going to blow through 6 games here. Games 34 through 39. We come into this episode at 16 and 17. We would be the 7th seed right now if the playoffs were to start today. We've lost 3 games in a row. We're 5-5 in our last 10. And that is where we stand. We're 9-7 at home, 7-10 on the road. We're going to open up this episode on the road against the Boston Celtics in Beantown, where we face former Charlotte Hornet Kemba Walker and his new teammate there, Jaylen Brown. Ready to get things underway. We have Gordon Hayward, a former Celtic, on our roster here. We are at 16-17. The Celtics are 18-8. Jason Tatum averaging 28.6 points per game, 7.4 rebounds, and shooting 52% from the field. We have Ball, Rozier, Hayward, Martin, and Zeller. They have Walker, Brown, Tatum, Tice, and Thompson. We're starting Cody Martin at the 4 due to some injuries. And let's simcast to the fourth quarter here. The Celtics have a 30-point lead, so we're just going to simcast the rest of the game. We end up losing 119-94 on the road at Boston. We'll get another crack at them before the season's over. And let's move on to game number 35. We are hosting the 7-24 Oklahoma City Thunder. We are at 16-18. Now we have lost 4 in a row after losing to the Celtics. But we're back home in Charlotte to try to right the ship and get back in the win column, facing Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 30.8 points per game in his last 5, 30.6 on the season. So pretty much playing right at his average. Oklahoma City, George Hill, veteran point guard, along with Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort, Roby, and Horford at the 5. We are going with Cody Martin again at the 4. Actually, I think it's Caleb Martin. My bad, not Cody Martin. It's Caleb Martin. And we are going to sim this one to the fourth quarter. We're leading 82-60. So we just go ahead and sim the rest of it. 103-91. We get out of the little 4-game mini losing streak that we were on. And get a win at home against Oklahoma City in game number 35. Let's get to game number 36 on the road at Memphis. We're a game below 500. The Grizzlies are right at 500. We are at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. Take on the Grizzlies and Ja Morant. Let's look at the West right now. The Grizzlies would be the 8th seed, just ahead of the Denver Nuggets and Golden State Warriors, just behind the Utah Jazz, a half a game. They are 8 games behind the number 1 seed in the West. Their starting lineup: Ja Morant, Dillon Brooks, Kyle Anderson, Jaren Jackson, and Jonas Valanciunas. And we've got Miles Bridges back, so he's back in the starting lineup. No more Caleb Martin. And let's simcast to the fourth quarter here and see if we've actually got a closer game to play. We do. It's a 5-point Grizzlies lead, so we're going to jump into it here and start the fourth quarter. Down by 5 here, 80-75 with 8 minutes left in the fourth. Devontae Graham over to Malik Monk. Monk matched up with Valanciunas here. Back him out, take him one-on-one. No, he gives up the ball to Caleb Martin. Back to Monk. Monk elbow extended around the screen. Steps back, fall away 3. No. And Anderson with the rebound. Here comes Memphis. Anderson will slow it down at the top of the key. Come around a screen. He's picked up there by Martin. Back to Jaren Jackson. Shot looking down the barrel is good. It's 82-75. Now 84-75. Grizzlies with the lead. Devontae Graham underneath to Bridges. And Bridges is blocked from behind and gets the ball back. Gets it back out to Zeller. Bridges has been in the paint for like 10 seconds. And now here's Devontae Graham around the screen. Back to Bridges. Little pirouette in the lane and he misses the layup. Ja Morant with the rebound out to Dillon Brooks. Brooks throws it up in the lane to Jackson for the dunk. And things not looking good here in Memphis. Looks like we are sleepwalking in Memphis here. Hayward around the screen from Bridges. Hayward for 3. Got it. Might be a little too late for a comeback. We're down by 11 with 3 minutes. I guess crazier things have happened. Depends on how many threes we hit here. And if we're able to slow down Ja Morant. Round the screen from Anderson. Ja Morant, gets in the lane, floated up and in. Sometimes players in this game are just relentless at getting to the hoop. And the settings that I play on have got the on-ball physical defense so low that it's really hard to stay in front of guys, which is probably the way it should be. As far as the NBA is these days, with the being unable to touch a guy without fouling him. All right, John Morant gets all the way to the hole. Grizzlies go on to win it 101-84 in game number 36, and we're sliding a little bit in the standings here as we approach the midway point of year number 1. Now, guys, I have a ton of episodes that I need to crank out. Tons of them. Like, where I'm at, I am well into season number 2 right now, playing the game, but I have all of season number 1 that I need to do commentary on, so I'm way behind on that. But they're done. I just need to crank them out and get them out to you guys, especially as the real-life playoffs are starting here. Hopefully, we will put some emphasis on this series and just start rolling out videos daily, maybe, even at this point. So there's your rookie leaderboard. You got LaMelo Ball, Obi Toppin, and Anthony Edwards. And we've got the Celtics again, another chance here to get the C's. They beat us in the first game of this episode, and it looks like we've got Miles Bridges back. Other than that, the starting lineups are exactly the same. And let's simcast now to the fourth quarter. And it looks like we're trailing again, but this time it's a 15-point lead, so we're going to jump in and see if we can make a comeback here. It's 106-92. 9 minutes to go in the game. We're down by 14. Here's Monk. He just goes all the way coast to coast, throws it down with the left hand. And it's now a 12-point lead. Celtics with it. Jaylen Brown. Picked up by Monk. Like I said, on-ball physical defense is hard, and Jaylen Brown gets to the rim and throws it down over Monk. It's hard to commit to double teaming too, because it just leaves somebody wide open. And sometimes you don't really have control. When you actually call for a double team, you don't have control with who they send. So sometimes you just have to change to the guy that you want to double team with and do it yourself. And in that situation, I didn't anyway. 129-115. It looks like the Celtics are going to pull this one out. We're down to less than a minute to go. Look at the block there by Brown on Hayward. And the Celtics go on to win this one by a score of 132-117. And our slide continues here. Mid-season slump for the Charlotte Hornets, as we've lost like 6 out of 7 games, I think. Something like that. Something in that vicinity. And now in game number 38, we take on the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are 14-20. We are 17-20. Let's see. So we came in at 17-16. So, yeah, we've lost 7 out of 8, actually, is where we're at. All right, Terry Rozier and the Hornets. This should be a winnable game here. The Cavs. Even though it's on the road, the Cavs in a serious rebuild, and they've got a lead. Oh, my goodness. All right, so we are behind the 8 ball again. 12-point lead for Cleveland as we get into the fourth quarter. Let's see how she goes. Both teams in their colored uniforms. I'm not a huge fan of that. You probably won't see me do that a ton in this series. It just doesn't look right to me. I don't know. I'm old school. I grew up where the home team was always in white. The road team wore their colors. And so this just looks weird to me. But every once in a while I'll do it. Especially if there's a huge contrast in the colors, then I'm more likely to. Here's ball around the screen. Down the lane. It's a 21-point lead for Cleveland at this point. With 5:50 to go, we hit a 3. It's now 109-88, still a huge lead. 21-point lead, corner. Hayward's just going to cast it up, in and out, rebounded by Cleveland. So this one's not looking good either. It looks like it might be our 8th loss in the past 9 games. So we're 1-8 in the past 9 games, a 119-96 loss to Cleveland. We aren't even close in this one. And that's a little bit disconcerting here halfway through the season. All right, we're sitting at 17-21. The Dallas Mavericks, 13-22, having a rough year. I don't know what's going on down in the Big D. I don't know if Luka's been hurt. KP's probably been hurt most of the year, as always. Doncic averaging 34.5 points a game, 11.5 rebounds, and almost 9 assists. He's nearly averaging a triple-double and shooting 51% from the field. So we are at home in this one. They're going to go with Doncic, Richardson, Hardaway Jr., Johnson, and KP. It looks like he's good and healthy. And we're going to go with Ball Monk is in the starting lineup, as Rozier must be out with he's banged up a little bit. And we're down by 7 as we go to the fourth in this one. Maybe a game that we can come back and win. At least it's not double digits. So Mavs lead by 8 with 9.5 minutes to go. Devontae Graham is guarded by Doncic. And he's going to set up a little something here. Devontae Graham. What are we doing? A little too much dribbling. Graham's going to try to take Doncic. And now he's just getting into trouble. Out to Martin, who's going to bail us out with a 3. Terrible possession. Bailed out with a 3 as Devontae Graham just dribbled the ball all over the place. And it's down to 5. All right, guys, we're in this game. Hardaway, guarded by Martin. And rebounded by Bridges, out to Martin. Martin across the timeline. Chance to make it a one-possession game here. Malik Monk, pump fakes, tries to drive, nothing there. And then he turns it over. Here comes the Mavericks, and Hardaway Jr. is out for the dunk. So bad turnover there for the Hornets. 113-106 Mavs. Here is Monk. Monk for 3. It's in and out. And rebounded by James Johnson. And he's going to bring it up himself. Hand it to Luka. Back to Johnson. 7:27 to go. We need a stop here. Keep it within reach. Hardaway for 3. It rattles in. And it's a 10-point game. 12-point game. 118-106. 6.5 minutes left. We could be 1-9 in our last 10 if we don't pull this one out somehow. Bismack with the dunk. He missed it. Unbelievable. It was stripped or something. And now on the other end, here's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's a 14-point game. Now it's a 15-point game. So we came into this one with down by 7. They have increased their lead out to 15 with 2 minutes to go. Doncic all the way, lay it up and in. And defense, an issue. 137-125 in game number 39, and it's official. We have lost 9 of our last 10 games. And I don't know, it might be getting to the point where it's time to shake things up. Maybe look into some trades or do something to break up, break up this losing streak. We've lost 4 in a row now. And actually 2-8 in our last 10, not 1-9. 2-8 in our last 10 as we close out this episode. Hopefully we can turn things around. Maybe next episode we'll have a trade to announce. We shall see. All right, it's Charlotte Hornets, my league, on Mama's Basement Sports Gaming.